That's fair. Do you mind just giving me your name so I can check to make sure that you don't have any warrants or anything crazy like that?
Just Jacob.
Okay.
Welcome to Audit Legends Point one afternoon in Watertown, Wisconsin. A young man named Jacob was standing on the public sidewalk outside Associated Bank on 6th Street, calmly recording the building with his camera. A bank employee stepped outside, told him to stop filming, and when Jacob refused, the employee called the police. Soon after, Officer Higgins from the Watertown Police Department arrived on scene. What happened next wasn't speculation. It was all caught on video.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Just taking some videos.
Of what?
Just anything I can see from the sidewalk, really.
For what reason?
Just for myself. I can't get into it right now.
Okay.
So
it's a security risk for you to be filming the bank and our customers. So I'm going to ask that you stop filming our customers in the drive up and our bank, okay?
I'm not gonna stop filming. So
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna be here too much longer. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. I'll have someone come and talk to you then, okay?
All right, sounds good.
What's your name?
I don't give my name.
Okay.
You guys, I just put my camera down and I was about to go somewhere else, keep going down the sidewalk. I was looking at the map on my phone and then she came up behind me. I didn't even see her come out. So she said that she was going to call somebody. We're gonna wait here, see who she's calling. We'll walk around here now, I guess. Sorry about that. That audio was bad. I'm not sure. I didn't have my LC filter on, so hopefully it's not too bad, but should be good from now on. Well, I guess they called the police. I guess that's who they were gonna have come and talk to me. So.
Hello.
Hello, can I just get your name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to?
Absolutely. Officer Higgins, badge number is 3529.
All right, nice to meet you. I would shake your hand, but
Yeah, looks like you.
yeah.
Rotator cuff or?
Labrum and bicep tendon. So.
I used to work in the medical field and
Oh yeah.
I would say better you than me, but that would be insensitive. So how'd you injure it?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? Okay. Where do you wrestle?
I'm not gonna answer those
Okay,
types of questions. So.
Reason I'm out here, I received a complaint from the staff at the bank. Okay.
Yep.
They stated that you were inside the building filming.
No, never inside the building. Nothing like that.
Okay. So yeah, so they said that initially you were outside on the sidewalk like you are right now, which is totally fine.
Yep.
But they said that you had come into the bank onto their property and you were filming inside the bank.
No, that seems like a false police report to me. So that's a crime. So I would definitely go investigate that. But yeah no.
And I'll definitely be following up with them as well.
All right.
Okay. So basically, I'm just making sure you're okay, making sure everything's good. They were concerned since you had obviously the sling and everything.
Oh yeah.
They stated or they reported that they commented to you that they advised that you stop filming inside of the building. You told them that you couldn't stop, and that's when you left the building. Does any of that sound familiar?
No, I was actually right here. I put my camera down, and I was about to leave, and then I was turned this way, and then I heard one of them come out, and then like standing right here, and they said that I had to stop filming, and I just told her, yeah, I'm not gonna stop the camera. So, and then she went back in there.
So they came out to you while you were on the sidewalk.
Yep.
And talked to you. Okay, that's fair. Do you mind just giving me your name so I can check to make sure that you don't have any warrants or anything crazy like that?
Just Jacob.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna need your full name. Anytime I have contact with someone, I have to identify them.
I'm not gonna identify myself. I keep that information pretty private. So
the issue with that is I'm conducting an investigation regarding a complaint right now. Okay.
Yep.
So if you refuse to identify yourself, then I may have to take you into custody because you are failing to follow through with identifying yourself.
I mean, unless I've committed a crime, I don't identify myself.
That would be obstruction.
That's a secondary offense. You have to commit a crime
It would
before.
be obstruction if you fail to identify yourself when I'm conducting an investigation regarding you.
I'm gonna challenge you on that one. Do you have a supervisor that?
Absolutely.
All right, can he come out here then?
Here's the key fact people need to understand. When Officer Higgins made his threat, Jacob was standing on a public sidewalk. He wasn't on bank property. He wasn't detained for a crime. He wasn't under arrest. And Higgins couldn't even clearly explain what crime Jacob was supposedly committing. Yes, Wisconsin has a statute, 968.24, that allows police to stop and question someone, and it does require a detained person to provide their name, address, and explain what they're doing. But that law only applies when the officer has reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed. And filming a bank from a public sidewalk is not a crime, not in Wisconsin, and not anywhere else in the United States. Even the obstruction argument doesn't work here. The Wisconsin Supreme Court already addressed this in Hennis versus Morrissey back in 1995. That ruling made it clear that simply refusing to identify yourself, when the officer only has suspicion and no real crime, does not count as obstruction. Wisconsin's obstruction law, statute 946.41, applies to giving false information, not to staying silent. So Higgins didn't just have a weak case. He had no lawful foundation to demand Jacob's ID at all. And threatening to take someone into custody for exercising a right the state's highest court already protected isn't confusing or a gray area. It's simply wrong.
But you should definitely investigate that false police report, because that seems like a big waste of resources to
That
me.
is absolutely my intention. But you're the person that I had contact with first. So I wanted to get your side of the story before I go in and get their side of the story as well.
Well, you have my side.
Yep, exactly. And that's what I'm attempting to continue and follow up on.
All right.
Okay, so this is my supervisor. This is Officer
All right.
Abbott. Hi. Do
Badge
you mind-
number?
We don't have badge numbers. We have employee numbers, 252.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. So I'm just going to kind of explain what's going on and everything and what you've told me thus
Yep.
far, and then we can go from there. So basically, I advised him of the complaint. He stated that he was never inside the bank, never on their property, only on the sidewalk.
Yep.
He stated that staff came out, had contact with him here. He advised them that he was not going to stop filming.
Okay.
I said, as long as he's not on their property, he's on the sidewalk, that's totally fine.
100%.
No issue with that whatsoever. I asked him to identify himself. He told me that his first name is Jacob. He refuses to identify himself any further.
Okay.
I told him that I am right here, right now, conducting an investigation regarding a complaint that I received from the bank. And if he were to refuse to identify himself, that could be considered obstruction. He states that that's secondary to the investigation and it does not matter. and does not want to identify himself.
Nope, that's fine.
And that's when he asked if he could talk to the supervisor.
Nope.
So I said, absolutely.
Nope, super simple. They just said you were filming some of the people going through the ATMs. They thought it was an invasion of privacy. You might be trying to get some people's PIN numbers or something. That was their main concern.
Yeah, I don't even think this camera could.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably
no.
not. That was their main concern, was just privacy issues for people's bank accounts and stuff like that. I told them already that if you're on the sidewalk, you can film. There's no problem with that. I'm not going to force you to identify yourself or anything like that. They just don't want you on their property.
Yep.
So if you stay on the public sidewalk, you're good to go, man.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I was about to head out, but I'm just gonna stick around a little bit longer so it doesn't look like I got chased away, and then yeah, I'll be on my way. So
That's fine.
Do you have any other questions for us at all then?
other than, I mean, it was definitely a false police report if they said that I was in there with the camera. So I mean,
It didn't sound like you were in there. They said over by the ATMs is how they put it.
oh, all right.
So that would be over by the ATMs. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're actually on the property. But
Yeah.
Yep.
But Wayne,
and like
I
I
don't
said, I had contact with you and talked to you. I hadn't gotten information from them yet.
Yep.
All
I
right.
got additional information. So that's
So
what we
nothing
got.
that puts you against a state statute, city ordinance, nothing like that, where we can enforce identification. So no problem with that. Do your thing. Enjoy
All right.
recording. Just do me a favor, just stay out of the driveway.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously due to safety issues, but if you
Yep.
want to record and do your thing, obviously that's your right. So,
Yep. I'm not getting in the way of anybody or anything like
all right,
that.
Jake. Any
So
questions, man? Otherwise, we're gonna let you do your thing.
no, I don't think so.
All right,
Just-
you take care of yourself.
Yep. Have a good one.
Good luck with the recovery. Have that shoulder.
Yep. Thank you.
Now pay close attention to what happened when the supervisor showed up, because this is where the story gets even more revealing. Higgins told Jacob that the complaint claimed he had been inside the bank building. But when the supervisor described the call, it was completely different. The supervisor said the concern was about someone filming people near an outdoor ATM. No mention of entering the bank. No mention of being inside the building. No mention of trespassing, so either Higgins misunderstood the call, or he exaggerated what was reported. And neither possibility looks good. But here's the difference between an officer acting on ego and a supervisor doing his job. The supervisor stepped in, checked the facts, applied the law correctly, and stopped Higgins from making an arrest that could have cost the city a serious amount of money. Because once a court has already ruled on the exact behavior in question, as it did in Hennis versus Morrissey, qualified immunity becomes much harder to hide behind. An arrest based on these facts, in this state, after that ruling, would have been a legal disaster. Jacob handled the situation exactly the way someone should. He stayed calm, didn't escalate, and asked for a supervisor at the perfect time. He didn't give Higgins a single excuse to justify force or detention. The only real critique here isn't legal, it's strategic. Filming customers at a bank drive-through ATM makes regular people uncomfortable in a way that filming a government building doesn't. That discomfort still doesn't create legal authority to stop him, but it does create tension that can distract from the purpose of First Amendment accountability work. Legally speaking, Jacob did nothing wrong. He simply picked a target that complicates public perception. Officer Higgins, on the other hand, failed this encounter completely. He showed up without a clear crime, demanded identification without legal grounds, and threatened arrest for conduct that Wisconsin's highest court protected decades ago. His claim that Jacob entered the bank was either a serious misunderstanding or an intentional distortion, both unacceptable. What prevented this situation from turning into an unlawful arrest wasn't Higgins using good judgment. It was a supervisor arriving and shutting it down. The supervisor deserves credit. He listened, evaluated the facts, understood the law, and made the correct call. That's exactly what field supervision is supposed to look like, and he did his job. But the bigger issue is this: the correction happened in real time, out on the street, instead of being handled in training. Which means the next time Higgins runs into a similar situation without a supervisor nearby, the same problem could happen again. If there's a police interaction or audit legends you want us to cover next, drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Audit Legends for police accountability.